Hi friends, I'm Chelsea Grayson coming to you once again from the Office of the CEO. This is my show where I can help you be more successful in your current career, and I can also help you successfully transition to a new career. So today we are continuing our multi-part series on how to draft a business plan. So this is when you've transitioned to a new career, that new career is your own company, and you're drafting the business plan. And today we're going to get into the competitive analysis. This is such an important section for you when you are building your business. This is the true gut check moment where you say, not only do I see a need for my product or my service, whether it's because there's nothing out there in the market like this, or whether because the market is being underserved, but truly, who are my competitors? Whether it's my current competitors, they're already providing something like this, or whether it's potential future competitors, because I'm taking a look at what they're doing in the R&D divisions, right? So this is when really the rubber meets the road and you really decide both for yourself and also you let investors decide, is the market really in need of this product or service? But more importantly, even if it is in need of this, are there competitors out there who are better funded, who can provide this faster, cheaper, both for themselves as well as for the downstream consumer, who can provide it faster, who can provide it in a more attractive way, or even sometimes, even if it's not a better product or service, can your competitor market it in a way that's much more effective than how you can market it, whether it's because of resources or experience with go-to-market strategies, right? So this was such an important section that although I want to get through it fairly quickly today so I don't overwhelm you, I took a few notes. So first of all, you're going to want to do a ton of research for this section, and all of this research is probably going to make it into your footnotes or your appendices to your business plan. You're obviously not going to flood the actual text of your business plan with all of your resources, but your investors are definitely going to want to go and do their own research. And if you can provide them the roadmap of the research that you've already done and your sources, that's going to make it even easier for them, and it'll be quicker for them to make a decision whether or not to put money into your company. So not just on the internet, guys. There was actually research before the internet. You're probably going to want to get a subscription to something like McKinsey, where that's just basically, among other things, they just do constant research on all sorts of issues. I mean, every issue you can possibly imagine, in all likelihood, McKinsey has a report on that. So you're going to probably want to get a subscription to a service like that. If not, just if you've got the cash, hire an investment banking firm that has an analysis wing, right? Because they probably have done this research already in the past, but that's pretty expensive. So if I were you, I'd get some sort of a subscription service to McKinsey or Bain & Co. even. Or even Carlisle probably has some interesting research division online. So you want to ask, what business am I actually in, right? Am I selling clothes, or am I actually a tech platform? And here I'm referring to a company like Revolve, which has had a tremendous run in the market. And you look at them and you say, well, they're an online high-end apparel boutique. They consolidate all sorts of different high-end couture and fashion labels, and you can buy them all online. Well, but in actuality, in all likelihood, if you probably talk to the Revolve co-founders, they'd probably say that it's a technology company first, that they built a technology platform, a purely digital, direct-to-consumer platform with all sorts of marketing devices built in, and that it just so happens that it sells apparel because that was a product they felt they could get their hands on in terms of supply chain. So you definitely want to do a gut check first in terms of, what is the sector I'm in? Truly, what kind of a business am I running here? And it might be a little bit different from what it looks like to the outside consumer. So once you've figured out what niche you are in, you want to ask all sorts of questions about your competitors, right? What do they invest in advertising? What kinds of press coverage are they getting? How good is their customer service? You probably want to test them out a little bit. Go to their website, see, does a chatbot pop up? If you order something from their site, for example, or order something from their company and you have a problem, how quickly does customer service come around to you? How quickly have they been able to resolve it? I would walk through your competitor's process a few times just to sort of get a really good feel for how do they treat their customer. That can be so important. And in terms of advertising and marketing technologies, once you go to their website, let's say you put something in their shopping cart, do they have something that comes and retrieves you if you leave with that shopping cart still unchecked out? Are they going to continue to email and text you in the next coming days to say, hey, look, you left something in your shopping cart? Are you going to get bombarded with, whenever you get onto Instagram, you see an ad for the very thing you left in the shopping cart? As annoying as those things are, those are really great, aggressive, proactive marketing technologies. And if your competitors are doing it, you're going to have to invest the money in with a marketing firm to do the same, to engage in the same marketing technologies. Again, so this is just easy street research, right? This is even not getting on something like McKinsey. This is actually just becoming a customer of your competitors, and you're going to spend a few dollars, but you're going to get really good information about how they run their business and how they treat their customers. So you want to take a look at third-party ranking sites and see how your customers or how your competitors rank, because you'll hopefully be ranked on the same sites, and you want to see what are the things that are looked upon favorably by the folks that are ranking them, and what are the things that are looked upon as detriments to their business, as negatives to their business, as flaws in their process, their product, or their service. Because you obviously want to try to avoid those things if you can before you go to market and clean up any glitches that you have that are similar in your business. You want to start thinking about, what are the things that set you apart from these businesses that you're seeing out there? What are the ways, and even if you feel like you're not particularly unique right now that you've done this street research and you've seen how your competitors are, how can you develop something that's just a little bit different, maybe just a little bit better, that stands out a little bit more from the herd, right? So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create, once you've sort of got all that basic research down, you're going to want to create a spreadsheet. And this is what's going to go into your business plan. And this is a spreadsheet that, looks a little bit like this. And it lists out all of your, call it top 20 competitors. God forbid you've got 20 competitors. If you do, you probably should start taking a look at a different business. But as much as your top 20 competitors, and you want to list them all out, you want to put yourself on the top, and so those are the rows. And in terms of the columns, those are things that are offered by your competitors and are or are not offered by you, or various characteristics exhibited by your competitors and exhibited by you. And you want to compare those things, right, between your competitors and you. So what's the average cost of your product or your service versus the cost of your competitors? Are there ongoing subscription fees that they charge that you also charge, or that they charge that you don't charge, etc., right? What sorts of ratings are they getting? Are they getting stars? What sorts of Yelp reviews, whatever, and what have you gotten? If you don't have any, obviously you're going to put NA for not applicable. Are there certifications they have? Do you have certifications? What are the primary marketing channels? You want to take a look at what sorts of products do they offer, how many SKUs do they offer, for example. And some of these are going to have check marks, and some of them are going to have filled in columns, and some of them aren't. It'll be not applicable for some of them, right? You'll start to see the gaps in what your competitors offer, in what you offer, or things that everybody offers, right? And then you have to start to compare. If everybody offers this particular thing, how am I going to distinguish myself? How am I going to make myself better? For example, even when I was in American Apparel, we used to do this chart, and always we could check the box for yes, we're made in the US, right? And lots of our competitors couldn't claim the same thing. Now, whether or not that's important, that's for a different section of your business plan, right? You need to understand, do your customers actually care that you're made in the US, for example? Will they pay $1 extra for something that's made in the US, or would they rather pay $1 less for something that's made in Honduras? For this part of the business plan, that's not for you to determine. Here, you're just stacking up your competitors against yourself just to see where the gaps are, where you need to improve yourself, and where your competitors are weak and you can pounce because you see that vulnerability. So I think that's most of what I wanted to cover today. This is a huge, complicated section in your business plan. This is something that most investors leap to first because before they waste their time going through the rest of your business plan, they want to see who else is out there. I mean, if your biggest competitors are Amazon, Walmart, and Alibaba, your potential investor might not continue to look at the rest of your business plan, right? Because those are pretty big elephants in the room. And if it looks like you don't have a lot of competition out there, it sparks a conversation of, oh, wow, this is great. We need to pounce on this company. Or it's, did they really do all of their research? And we're going to have to go off and do our own independent research, because can it really be that there's no competitors here? So at the very least, it's a conversation starter with the folks that are taking a look at your business plan. Now, this is a section that tends to really stymie my clients when I'm doing coaching. So if you want to drill down on this issue with me more, I'm happy to offer my consulting services on this one. This is truly where I can add a lot of value to your process. Just go ahead and DM me on Instagram and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, guys, that was the episode. If I feel like I left important details out, I'll recircle back to this issue in the next episode. And until then, I'll see you next time from the Office of the CEO.